Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. I'm your host, Akil. You're watching Autonomous Meatbags, and today we're playing Chrono Trigger in the prehistoric age with Ayla, Robo, and so on. Now, in the last episode, I remember talking about unlocking some new techniques for Chrono and the rest of the cast. While I was while I wasn't recording, I unlocked Lightning 2 for Chrono. Ayla's got a few new moves. Ground Dillo Kick, Cat Attack, and Boulder Toss. Robo hasn't got anything new. Luca has Napalm now. Mal has Haste. I don't think she had that before. And we also have unlocked some new dual techniques as well. No triple ones yet, but we will get some of those soon. Now, where we left off, we're looking for a red crystal. Yeah, a red crystal in order to trade with that scientist near that monster village in, not the present, but a bit in the past. And we have a new party member called Ayla who's with us now. We're actually going to switch out Robo with Mal. Also, before we progress, I need to tell you guys about what I unlocked. Well, I've in the last episode, there was a trader that traded different monster ingredients for weapons and armors. And I went ahead, grinded up a bit, and got everyone to around level 22 or 23. And also got them new equipment, such as the Mammoth Tusk for Chrono. Ayla doesn't actually, she can't equip a weapon, she always uses fists. Shaman's Bow, Mal had from the last episode. Ruby Gun for Luca. Stone Arm for Robo. And also, I got a few of them a new helmet. Well, it might have just been Chrono. A stone helmet. And I got Mal a ruby vest, which is the same thing that Ayla's has. So, altogether, we're ready to go. Now, this is the labyrinth that we was in before. Well, we looked at before, but we never progressed through. And we're going to get story. And Kino, he lives with Ayla, I think. And she's the village chief. Today's just a recap episode, at least the first part of it. You took my stuff. You're a dick. Now I'm beginning to remember. He took our stuff. Haha, he's all jealous because Ayla has the hearts for Chrono. Kino know why Ayla hit. Ayla no like Chrono. Also, she does like Kino, I guess. Yeah, you all jealous and shit. What did he take again? Let's see. Oh, you're such a dick. Why you take my stuff and then get lost? Run for trees there. I hope she doesn't talk like this for the whole game. I like her, but the whole broken English thing, it's a bit annoying to read. Kino man, Ayla die, Ayla have baby, then Kino chief? What? Wait, so she's saying that when she has a kid, I guess Kino takes over? I don't know what she's saying. Is she saying she wants to have a baby with Kino? I'm so lost as to what she meant there. But for now, that doesn't really matter. We're here for Lavos. We really don't care what happens to these, prehistoric humans. Speaking of which, they should be the ancestors of maybe Chrono or Mal, or both, or maybe Luca. So, if Chrono did go with Ayla, it'd be like when Fry became his own granddad in Futurama. I sort of want to see that. I sort of really want to see that. That'd be great. Death by Snoo for real. We out here with these Futurama references. Great show, by the way. Anyone who hasn't seen Futurama, that is creme de la creme. think it finished back in 2000 and I want to say it was definitely post 2010. It might have actually been 2010 because it went away for a while, then it came back. It was great. I think the best episode was when Fry and Leela decide to, well, I forgot. I think everything in the universe was frozen except for those two, and they just went and what was it? They just went and explored the whole universe while everything else was at a standstill, and they grew old and stuff. Touching episode. The whole of the last season of that series, for that matter, was really just well put together and heartwarming. Like when Zoidberg finds love. I wouldn't mind seeing it come back, but then again, it might have that thing where it comes back and it's like the quality's just not there anymore. Honestly, if they was to do another Simpsons type of spin-off like Futurama, I'd like one based around probably, what's that superhero? Radioactive Man. Yeah, it's like do a parody of superhero TV shows starring Radioactive Man, and is it Nuclear Boy? The one that Milhouse played in one of the episodes where he made it big as a sidekick in a superhero movie. I would really like to see that. But then again, Simpsons isn't as beloved as it used to be. A lot of people don't like it because they say it's past its prime, and I guess it is, but honestly, I would still watch it. I still enjoy a lot of episodes of The Simpsons. I haven't seen it in months and months and months, but like, it still has that type of charm to me. Maybe I just don't like funny shit. But then again, I don't really like current Family Guy, so I do get tired of shows like that. But Simpsons still it doesn't have its hooks in me, but I still do enjoy it. Back to the game. I gotta say, the topology of this area is a bit confusing. It's a recurring thing in this game where just the way that they set out some of the levels makes it hard for me to see what's above what. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, it's coming up a bit more often. Like when they get more complex, you could see that they made this thinking, okay, we need to make it look three-dimensional, and they have to work for the limitations of 2D planes. And because they did so much blending, like for example, if I look at that layer that we're seeing right now on screen, where you have the ground and above that you have, what do you call them? Platforms? I don't know what you call them, but they're like little elevated areas of land with grass on them. To me, they look like they blend in with what is supposed to be the ground. They just look like grass. Like slightly elevated grass instead of a whole other level above it. But I think that's more of them just being very ambitious with their sprites. Not sprites, but 2D assets. Get rid of these dinosaurs, these dino boys. Ah, I forgot to get my MP back up. So I did that before I started the stream. Let's quickly use some Medievas on them. Yeah, that's it. Just needs two. And I have quite a few Medievas. It's a cool thing about this game. Resources are very easy to come by. Some games, it's a bitch to get potions. I've played a few where it's just like, just give me potions or Evas. Why is it so hard to replenish my MP? You're making it needlessly difficult. Thankfully, this game doesn't do that. I was also looking like at the Chrono Trigger wiki, and I saw that there is a sequel to this game. I think it was on PS1 called Chrono. Is it Break? I think it's called Chrono Break. It looks interesting, but I don't think I would ever really pick it up. It's one of those games where it's like they're just learning 3D now. You know, this was during the Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 era, and the games are very good, but because they're coming out of a different era of gaming, they decide to go, let's experiment with this style of combat, or we can't just do turn-based, we need to add this on and this on and this on. And sometimes it leads to really great games like Grandia, but in other times it just leads to, well, broken systems. Like, I love Final Fantasy VIII, but the junction system in that game is so easy to break. Then again, it's based on the junction, well, it's not called a junction system in FF6, but it's basically the prototype for that system. And that is even more broken than the FF8 one. It's very unbalanced. It's a common thing with a lot of RPGs of this time. Very ambitious game design systems put in place, but just not executed as well as it can be. These eagles are easy. Yeah, I might have just over leveled a bit. 1 or 2 levels makes quite a big deal, quite a big difference in this game. So in some games 1 or 2 levels is fine, but it seems in this game, if you just 1 or 2 levels above, you know, that recommended level of the area, you sort of clean house a lot easier. Especially when you get the better techniques, because they do so much more damage. And I think in general I'm a bit over leveled. It's one of the problems I have. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been like, I need to prepare. I need to make sure that I don't get one shot by a boss. Like, sometimes I'm really overcautious with these things. And it's caused certain games to be really easy for me. But then again, that feeds into my whole completionist. Not completionist, but like over analyzing a lot of things in games. Like, for example, back in the Assassin's Creed games, I used to play those games a lot. I would make sure to try and get as much things as I can and just see how many trophies I could get. I think that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy games that let you explore a lot and do puzzles to find hidden stuff. I love that element of exploration. Oh, this song again. I really like this song. Alright. Reptile Lair. They call it Reptide. And these are dung beetles, I think. Aceto Weevil. Alright. Now, we're gonna use Ice Toss. This is one of the new techniques. While I was talking, I forgot to show you guys the new ones we have. So, that's a move that hits an area, circle of enemies, and it's a mixture of Ayla's Boulder Toss and Maul's Ice One. Yeah. I think we got on there, but it doesn't seem like there's a way back up. Let me just quickly look around the bottom here. Might have missed something. Nope. Alright, let's go through. Let's fight these guys. Next up, let me show you guys probably let's get them a bit closer first. Alright, they're close enough. This is the coolest move that I unlocked. Even on 16-bit, they managed to make moves look that cool. I would love to see a new Chrono Trigger made with modern day sensibilities. Like, I know people will say, well, does Chrono break? I think that's the name. On PS1, but yo, PS1 is 3 generations ago. That's not even close to modern. It's 2018. I'd love to see a new Chrono Trigger. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Square Enix in the current state are interested in, you know, a lot of things that fans that got them on the map are asking for. Like, I would love a new Chrono Trigger. I really, really would. You know, a new Parasite Eve with modern day sensibilities as well. Not like Third Birthday, but a new Parasite Eve, like an RPG horror. I'd be into as well. Like, a lot of these experimental games, I would be very interested in seeing. phone just lit up. I don't know why. I'll check it after the stream. It seems like these days they're just really focused on just milking the Final Fantasy name, and they put everything underneath it. Like, the Dissidia is a fantastic game. I love the Dissidia, but at the same point in time, they really do ride the whole "it's Final Fantasy" thing to the point of annoyance a lot of the times. And forget about a lot of the other series, like the Mana series, the Parasite Eve series, the Chrono Trigger series. For the most part, it's just Final Fantasy, and they do a bit of Dragon Quest as well, but not as much. It's something they sort of share with Capcom, although Capcom's a bit better with it, but Square Enix's whole development as of late has just turned into FF. I love FF, but yo, you guys have a lot of other series that you can, you know, put dev time into. A lot of them are fantastic and deserve another chance. That's just a little gripe that I have with Square Enix though. I'm pretty sure as a company themselves, like, I love a lot of their output. It's just, I know they can do more. They could definitely put out more great games if they just took a lot more chances. He keeps getting closer. Alright, let's use... It seems like we need to use magic on him. So, we're gonna use ice with her. Lightning with him. And then we're gonna use Sweet Kiss, or just Kiss. Why did I think it was called Sweet Kiss? On Chrono to heal him up. This might actually just kill him. Nope. Okay, electric is what we use. We use Chrono's electric first, then we just wail on him. Megasaur. It's like Megatron from Beast Wars, which is also an interesting show that came out. I remember that being on, and they had the same names as the Transformers, and as a kid I was like, how does this work? I still don't know how it works. But it's like they are the ancestors of the original Transformers. So you have Optimus Primal and Megasaurus. I think that's his name. Like, Megatron's a T-Rex. Forgot this treasure. So as I said before, we're gonna use lightning on the dinosaur, and we're just gonna wail on him after that. Trying to think of some other games that came out during this era where Square Enix took they were called Squaresoft, took a lot of chances with their games. There's one called Secret of Exclaflowance, and it's a lot like the Secret of Mana games. And the Secret of Mana games are a bit like Chrono Trigger in that they are not turn-based. Like, Chrono Trigger is turn-based, it's a hybrid turn-based action game for the most part, with more emphasis on the turn base. Like, you wait for your turn, but you're positioning where you are on the screen, and oh yeah, he throws people as a counter. But where you are on the screen determines how much damage you do depending on the weapon that your character uses. Like Maul, because she uses a bow, as you saw there, her actual attack didn't do much to that enemy who was right next to her. But when they're far away, it does full damage. So that's a cool little implementation of distance in a battle system. So it's not really action based, but it's definitely position based, and the moves themselves are well animated. So it gives off the impression of it being an action game, even if it's not. On the other hand, you have Secret of Mana, and the Mana series in general, where it is actually fully action based. You move your character around freely. It's just that you have to wait a period of time between sword slices. Like you have to charge it up before you can slice again. But you can move around your character while charging. So that's an example of Square Enix experimenting with how to do action-based combat even back then. We came through here. We definitely came through here. That's another cabin. Okay, let's use lightning first. Let's actually show off the lightning 2 skill that I unlocked with Chrono. This attacks everybody. Yep, kills 2 of them, and then we just wail on him. It feels like this episode has turned into game design of RPGs with Akil. But I have a lot of passion for, you know, game mechanics placed in RPGs. Especially of yesteryear. Like, I like to chart what Square Enix did back then and where they are now, and how exactly they got there. So through there is most likely the boss. So let's go through here first and see if there's anything special. It's another thing about RPGs you need to learn. Anyone who wants to get into them. Now we can't... Did he close that? Oh, I'm mad now. But he closed that, so... And there's no way back up. But when we was falling down earlier, we saw that there were things to the side. So maybe that hole leads to the items or treasures on the right hand side of the screen. Might be the case. We'll give it a try. Shouldn't do this because I don't know if I can get back up. We'll get back to where I was. He's losing his freaking mind. Oh, I see. That's cool. So like the enemies themselves are the ones making those holes. I gotta say, that's actually pretty neat. This game impresses me a lot with some of the things it does. Like you wouldn't see stuff like that in a typical RPG. You could tell that this is a game that would do well on the PS1 if it wasn't 3D. There was a lot of forward thinking in this game. More and more I'm looking at it from someone's perspective that, you know, is only playing this from years and years and years and years after when it came out. But I could appreciate the fact that they were so forward thinking. I just wasted a bunch of time redoing all of this. Okay, let's use lightning. And you can see that they were experimenting with the idea of mixing turn-based with action all the way up to FF13. Like after Final Fantasy X, Square Enix decided to go, we need to make things actiony like our actual FMV movies, like Advent Children and the ill-fated Final Fantasy movie of the year 1999, I think that's when it was. And you could see that they were getting, like, they were just dipping their toes in it. FF13 had a lot of problems as a game, but they did try a lot to mix together the idea of, it's still turn-based, but it's a lot more actiony. FF15 went full action though. But you could see the seeds were planted back in the day with games like Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana and so on. Alright, this is a boss fight. We're gonna need to stock up first. Potion, Chrono, Ayla, Maul. Check the time. Okay, that should be it for... No, not yet. Let's just see what's in this room. Then after that... Guessing it's the Reptile Lord Azala. I like this song. Definitely the bad guy theme. Mr. Bad Guy, like Freddie Mercury. Don't call me a hairless ape. I think if I tell him exactly what it does, it's gonna affect the future. So we might as well, right? Okay, he didn't believe me. I was hoping it would lead to him actually traveling into the future. Nizbal? I gotta say, for a big guy, Nizbal is... that's a pretty puny name. The mighty Nizbal. They don't work. Alright, this guy looks like he's gonna counter the fuck out of me. So what we're gonna do is single attacks. So Thunder Chomp, I would like you to use haste on Chrono. And then Ayla after. Yep, oh no, electric, it works like before. So electric does more damage to him. So now we just wail on him. Haste to Ayla, please. Now that he's weak, we should actually use special move on him. Drill kick. Ayla's gonna not heal him up. She's gonna use a mid Eva on Chrono. Yeah, that's a lot smarter. Oh, well maybe not. Maybe we actually use Orwell. Yeah. Much better. Okay, we're gonna use Thunder Chomp on him now. I would like you to use mid Eva on Chrono. Yeah. Now that his defense is low, we're gonna use some dual techs. Specifically Drill Kick. Yeah, Drill Kick is a good move to use on him. I think there's actually a good move we could use as well with Ayla and Mal. Strike forward with an Enchanted Blade. Yeah, let's use Ice Sword on it. And then we can use Boulder Toss. And then we can use Cleave with Chrono. Okay, that's a good move. Let's wait a bit. I'm gonna use Thunder Chomp on him. Again. And then just go ham. As per usual. Number one, I'd like you to use mid Eva on... It's Eva. I keep saying Eva. Yeah, he's gonna use Cleave on him. And she's gonna use Boulder Toss. Cleave doesn't do as much as Ayla's Boulder Toss though. It's like a good 700. Yeah, 702. That's a lot. First though, jeez, I wanted to do this before he did that. But heal everyone. Should be fine. Okay, now we're gonna use... We should actually not use Thunder Chomp. We should just use Lightning. Because it doesn't do much. And after that, we can use Boulder Toss. Then heal with Maul. Or not. Pretty easy fight, honestly. I guess his name suits him. He's a wimp! Was that 500 TP? Nesbel. Don't call me a... Oh yeah, you're a Reptite. Don't call me a filthy ape. I've heard that before though. What's the... What? Did she vomit? I'm guessing she's pregnant. Maybe that's what she was talking about. Maybe she's pregnant. Chrono leave? No Chrono, Ayla, no fun. Fun, eh? Can you... Aren't you gonna join us? I'm a bit mad about that. Alright, we're back with our typical party. They're boring, guys. They're not boring. But, I'm gonna tell you this now. I prefer Ayla. She's pretty freaking cool. Alright, on that note, we're gonna leave this episode where it is. Next episode, we go back to the almost present. Well, like 600 years in the past to the present. Well, the past, I guess. And talk to my boy Froggy. Get him, probably. Then find out more about this Magus guy. The Fiend Lord? I think that's his name. Alright. See you guys in the next one. Bye!